Moving on, more states propose trans adult bans. 3 states propose care bans for young trans adults up to the age of 25. And the big kicker here is they also include forced detransition for anybody under that age.
We talked about Missouri earlier in the year. They had floated a bill which would prevent anyone under the age of 25 from accessing gender-affirming care. They argue that, well, our brains, the prefrontal cortex of the brain, does not fully develop until someone is in 25, 28, 30-year range. And so they are arguing that they should prohibit anyone under the age of 25 from being able to access gender-affirming care. Now, Missouri's bill kind of went on the shelf. It's not been heard of lately. But then we talked about the Texas Republican platform, where they came right out and basically said that they are going to do everything that they can to remove gender-affirming care from the state of Texas. It is, this is, they've introduced sort of a resolution that says they're going to do this by 2024. We've not seen a specific bill yet that will do that, but Texas has already baited the hook and said, we're going after this. Oklahoma has recently issued a bill that would essentially prohibit anyone under the age of 21 from accessing gender-affirming care. And then in South Carolina, there was something even worse added to that. South Carolina is looking at banning gender-affirming care for anyone under 21, but then creating a situation where anyone who is 21 years or older must have a referral from a primary care physician and from a licensed psychiatrist who must certify that the person has been diagnosed with gender dysphoria or a similar condition by the psychiatrist, and that the psychiatrist believes that gender transition procedures would be appropriate for that person. This creates another level of bureaucratic hoop jumping, because in the past, we've been able to go to licensed clinical counselors, therapists, and have those diagnoses, which was enough to get us cleared to begin an informed consent movement of gender transition procedures. This is going to put it in a place where only a psychiatrist, and please remember, psychiatrists are not therapists. They are medical doctors. They are only focused on what type of medical interventions can be used to help someone achieve what their goals are. And I think that's the thinking of this. The rationale of it is that a psychiatrist should be the only one who's talking about hormones, medical interventions, surgeries, medical interventions. So this is going to be 21 and older. This is anyone. You would now have to have your primary care physician and a licensed psychiatrist. This is me looking at what's been said, what's been done. I see this moving on to what Texas wants to do, which is they eventually want to create a space where transgender people who want to pursue gender-affirming procedures could be declared incompetent and therefore be institutionalized involuntarily. There is a new bill that was just introduced in Missouri today, and it will criminalize parents who get gender-affirming care for their minor children. This looks a lot like what Texas wanted to do last year, what Greg Abbott did with the executive order, but now they're actually trying to push the bill so that if a parent gets gender-affirming care for their minor child, they will be put into the system under a child abuse investigation.